Hi there, please feel free to tip me a minimum of $2. I personally assure you that your contribution will go directly toward feeding children in need. Here's my satirical movie recap, keeping the original story intact but adding commentary. Charlie Maieff, once a smooth, almost magically competent undercover DEA agent, is now a walking bundle of anxiety and digestive rebellion, because nothing says, career setback, like watching your partner die and having a gun shoved in your face before backup casually arrives fashionably late. Ever since that incident, Charlie's nerves are shot, his stomach is staging daily protests, and his confidence has quietly resigned without notice. Naturally, when Charlie asks for a break, retirement, or literally any form of mercy, his bosses, Lonnie Burke and Dexter Helvenshaw, respond with the corporate classic, "We've invested too much in you." Translation: your trauma is inconvenient for our budget. So Charlie continues, clinging to his dream of one day escaping to a luxury housing complex called Ocean Views, where the only thing he'll have to manage is room service. On his way back to New York, fate, or screenwriting convenience, introduces him to Dr. Jeff Bleckner, a psychiatrist who listens to Charlie's emotional spiral and prescribes anti-anxiety medication, because nothing stabilizes a deeply shaken undercover agent like pills and optimism. He also nudges Charlie into group therapy, where Charlie finds himself among equally stressed businessmen, proving that whether you are laundering money or just attending meetings, everyone is quietly falling apart. Meanwhile, Charlie seeks help for his gastrointestinal issues and meets Judy Tipp, a free-spirited practitioner who proudly calls herself the Enema Queen, a title that raises more questions than it answers. She introduces him to alternative therapies and, of course, romantic interest, because in movies, healing and flirting often come bundled together like a suspicious wellness package. Back in the dangerous world he's barely holding together in, Charlie is thrown into high-stakes negotiations involving money laundering and stock manipulation, because nothing helps anxiety like more pressure. He's surrounded by a cast of characters who all seem like they walked out of different crime genres. Fidel Whaler, the passionate son of a Colombian drug lord desperately trying not to be reduced to a stereotype. His loyal bodyguard Estuvio Clavo, who likely communicates in intense stares. And Fulvio Nestre, an Italian mob representative whose temper suggests anger management is not in his vocabulary. Hovering over Fulvio is his disapproving connection to Carmine Minetti, a high-ranking mobster who probably treats disappointment like a family tradition. Then there's Jason Kane, a Wall Street type whose confidence exceeds his taste, completing this wonderfully unstable ensemble. Each of them believes they fully understand the others, because overconfidence is practically a job requirement in this line of work. Meanwhile, Charlie, armed with therapy sessions, medication, and questionable digestive treatments, tries to survive this tangled web of crime and personalities, all while barely keeping his own mind and stomach from betraying him at the worst possible moment. Because in the end, the real undercover mission isn't just about criminals, it's about convincing everyone, including himself, that he still has control over a life that's clearly spiraling in multiple directions at once. Hi there, please feel free to tip me a minimum of $2. I personally assure you that your contribution will go directly toward feeding children in need.